Hey, what's up, everybody? Yellow Turtle here with my co-host Beef. Welcome to another episode of the LUKSOfam podcast, brought to you by KEEZ. The LUKSOfam podcast is meant to be a short and informational show where we provide some takes on the latest LUKSO news in the space. Today, we have some very, very special guests from the District VR team. With us today is Dennis Lisk, founder of the District VR, an advisor on the LUKSO board, and a musical entrepreneur. We also have Ledfut, founder of the Upturn project, resident DJ at the District VR, and longtime KEEZ community member. I couldn't be more excited to have you both here today. How are you both feeling?
Great. Thank you so much for having us. It's a great opportunity. Always excited to talk about the District VR and also LUKSO, of course. So yeah, happy to be here.
Good to be here, guys. Thanks for the invite.
Super excited for today. We've been waiting for this for weeks. Very excited to break down the District VR and to get the chance to talk to you guys.
Great.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right, you want to hop in?
Yeah, before we hop into the main questions, now if you both could give us a little bit of a background as to what you do on the day-to-day of the District VR, just to provide some more context to our listeners.
Great, of course. So yeah, the District VR has various kinds of perspectives, what it wants to achieve as a platform, and therefore also what we have to work on a daily basis. So on the one hand, it's all about this immersive, gamified experiences, this virtual entertainment aspect of the platform, where it's all about a VR or an XR, where it's all about DJ game mechanics. This virtual twin of Berlin, we are building this kind of a virtual Kreuzberg. So Kreuzberg is kind of a party district of Berlin. And this is kind of a virtual twin of that. And of course, we have to develop all of this. So, and therefore, we have a kind of VR department and game development department working on that on a daily basis, leading by our CTO and Julia Isalis from Another World VR, also a member of Proof of Taste, the company behind the District VR. And yeah, and with Max Zucker, who's also a co-founder of Proof of Taste and part of Another World VR. So they are on a daily basis building this out, so creating all those great event spaces and shops and the opportunity to really have a photorealistic kind of twin of Berlin with spatial sound and super high quality. They are working on that on a daily basis. And then the second perspective is more, of course, it's all about operations and business and finances and all that stuff. Also, we are currently in our seed funding round. So many things also have to do with due diligence and all those fancy business stuff. But besides that, we are heavily focusing on the decentralized back end. We are focusing on community onboarding, artist onboarding. So we want to have, like, when you access the District VR, we want artists to distribute and share their music. So we are talking to those guys, to managements, labels, and artists, so that we build out our music libraries that DJs and artists can use for various purposes. And we're thinking about rewarding our early supporters and users with kind of NFTs, Genesis NFTs, and digital assets. So there's a lot of stuff that has to do with the gaming experience on the one hand, and this more decentralized Web3 approach and artist onboarding on the other hand.
Yeah, and I'll jump in just with my day-to-day to add to that. I am resident DJ. I've been DJing for, over 10 years now. And basically, the part that, when I was in Berlin last, a very important part of the job was to tweak the DJ mechanics. So basically trying to find like the best, most comfortable feel for our DJ controller that's inside the game, which I guess is like the main part. And so working with the game devs to build that out in the best way possible. I'm also doing the community management and marketing side of things as well. in collaboration with Matthias, who we work together basically trying to make sure our community is growing, and we have a constant stream of people coming into our space wondering what we're all about, and being able to like translate the message from what we're doing internally and on a day-to-day basis to the community, and making sure that our growth in terms of the game and as a business and a platform is being messaged to our community, and like how we are perceived is kind of at the same level as how we are internally, I think. So yeah, that's like quite a in-depth job, and obviously doing all like the social media stuff, a little bit of content creation, or the fun creative stuff generally along the way. And then yeah, that's my day to day really.
Lot to unpack there. I should have sounded the alpha alert there when Dennis started dropping some of the stuff he was saying. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that a couple times. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So, Dennis, can you share the evolution of your journey between being a successful musician and then kind of pivoting to Web3 and VR?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started as a kid. I was 14 years old when I first really became aware of American hip hop. I was a German kid, born and raised in Hamburg in the north of Germany, and one of a few kids that fell in love with hip hop during that time. So it was the early 90s, and I fell in love with the Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, and all those cool guys. And yeah, I had the desire, the wish to make, yeah, similar kind of music, this authentic and for me super real kind of music. And therefore I realized very early that I had to do this in my own language, because wasn't an English native speaker at all. So I had the idea and the desire to make hip hop music with German lyrics, and founded a band. And yeah, we became very successful. And in the last 30 years, I'm proud and happy and grateful to say that I helped, yeah, to this kind of super niche. In the beginning, nobody wanted to listen to that, but with the years, it became very, very successful. And nowadays, hip hop with German lyrics is the most important segment of the music industry in Europe. So yeah, it was a great time. I played in front of millions of people and had, yeah, the opportunity to tour and yeah, have golden and platinum award winning albums in my music portfolio. And it was a great time. But what I also realized is that there were many artists that were at least as talented as we were, but weren't able to make it due to whatever reasons. I realized that as a musician, as an artist, you are only able to make a living from your art when you're really in the Champions League of the game. And in almost all other professions or things that you can do for work, it's different, But in music, it's really a hard business. And I realized that also the music industry benefits first and foremost itself, but not musicians and artists. So, and during those 30 years, I realized that. And when I became older and achieved my goals, I realized that I wanted to give something back, to this industry. And during that time, due to law of attraction or whatever you want to call it, and it was in 2016 approximately, I met Fabian, who was luckily a big fan of the group that I founded and the music that I did. And we met each other, and yeah, we realized that we had much in common. And yeah, he was a young, super, yeah, passionate, enthusiastic guy, also has a music background a little bit, and he could explain me a lot about what he was doing, which was smart contract development. And he explained everything to me regarding crypto, Bitcoin, and especially Ethereum during that time. And it was mind blowing for me. So, and I realized that maybe this technology could help artists to improve their lives. At the same time, Fabian was also during that time a huge virtual reality fan. So I came in touch with virtual reality as well. And I researched a little bit, and after some time, I was in a kind of virtual reality club spinning vinyl with a using a application called Vinyl Reality, and it was developed by one guy, a Belgian guy, and it was amazing. It was just super fun. Of course, it was very limited, but it was great. And I realized, okay, if this would be a multiplayer, and if I would be able to play in front of real people, and if this was powered by kind of Web3 tools that would give me the opportunity to maybe monetize my content, I realized that this could be something really, really big. Since then, I had the dream to build what I'm exactly now building. So I founded a company together with Fabian and with two other guys from the game development space, Julia Iselis and Max Zucker. And we found a proof of taste to exactly do what we are doing now, which is, yeah, finding new use cases and opportunities for artists when it comes to, yeah, visibility, sharing content, playing live, making money, and having fun.
Most important part.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is all absolutely the most important part. It was so much fun to put on this VR headset and to be able to on the fly spin some records and sharing music, making music, creating music. It's mind blowing. I always loved this idea of gamification and business, so that you're not only playing games just for fun, but at the same time do something that really can create value, can create money, that has a sustainable kind of purpose and makes really sense. So not only playing games and wasting time. I'm not saying that you're wasting time if you're playing games. It's all about fun in life, right? So I don't want to say that it's a waste of time to play games, but yeah, to combine it, to express yourself, to be passionate, to be yourself, and really on the next level. And at the same time, maybe I loved the idea that you could scale up your game as an artist. I want artists to make a living from their art without the need that they have to be the best of the best of the best of the best, And even if you are the best of the best of the best of the best, it could be that you're just the best, because in music, it doesn't help you being the best. Not every popular artist is the best artist, right? So I just want to help artists to be able to do what they're doing. I met so many DJs who quit because they realized, okay, I have to decide for my family or for my profession, because I can travel around like 200 days a year and to make money, because then I'm not able to see my family, so there are many problems that professional artists face, and a good immersive and spatial photorealistic high quality virtual entertainment platform could help you out here.
Definitely. That's a great point. Having the ability to offer all of these different artists a platform to be able to like work from home while maintaining that family relationship is key. And I think, yeah, you're definitely going to see traction and people coming to the platform, District VR, and testing that out because, yeah, if you could work from home, if I could work from home, I'd be doing it. But unfortunately, my in real life job requires my, as Ethelorian says it, my meat space body to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also, for me, very important to emphasize that everything regarding virtual reality or XR extended reality has nothing to do with competing with the real world. Many people asked us, okay, so you want to compete with real world events? No, we want to scale them up, so you could also have like real events, real clubs that definitely can increase reach, visibility, and overcome physical boundaries and scale up, so you can have those kind of, as we call it, hybrid events that take place in the real world and in the virtual world at the same time. And so there are many, many opportunities. And whatever we want to do here is nothing has to do with competing with the real world. A real world event will always be the best. But I've never seen many, many artists that I really love due to this physical boundaries, or it was too expensive to fly to wherever they were playing, or it was too expensive for those artists to make a real world tour, or I just missed them because I wasn't there when they were there. So there are many opportunities for big as well as for small artists to scale up their game, to reach to their fans. And I think this is a big opportunity and has nothing to do with competing with the real world and with real world events. It's just an addition, it's an extension, and it's a great way to find new ways to engage with your communities.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And the LUKSO team did a party in Bogota, I'm pretty sure, where they did a hybrid event. And obviously, the future of that is actually modeling the club that you're in physical life, and having that be the digital space as well. And, I have a question quick for Ledfut, because you touched on community. Like, what challenges or opportunities have you encountered in fostering a vibrant community for the District VR, where you're trying to kind of channel this idea that we're expanding on physical space and we're scaling it up versus taking away or combating or competing with it?
Yeah, the task isn't without its challenges. It's very enjoyable though, because I basically just get to talk to people all day as well, which is something I enjoy. And I'm super passionate about music and DJing and everything, so it's really easy. It comes like super naturally. And I find like with community management or any type of like, I don't know, when you're trying to like maybe get someone on board to something that you like, you know what I mean? It's just so much easier when you like really love what you're doing and love what you're talking about. So it's not challenging in that aspect, because I just try to find people who are like-minded and have similar interests, and I get to work with guys like yourself, and I get to talk to your community, and it's all a very like open kind of forum. I guess the main thing is we're attacking things at like a few different angles. So we have the crypto community, we have the music community, and we have the gaming community. And we like when we first started working together, and I joined onto the District VR, we kind of highlighted that as those three pillars, we kind of call them, as our main areas that we kind of need to focus on. And they've all got their own different challenges. Obviously we can kind of provide, it's all about like providing value, so like we have to go back internally and discuss like, okay, so what can we provide these three different pillars, because they're all going to want different things. Like the crypto community might want digital assets, where the gaming community don't want anything to do with digital assets. So how do we like make sure that those guys are happy whilst also fulfilling the needs of the Web3 community, and vice versa, And obviously the music side of things has also been a challenge, because I don't know, music I feel like is kind of like it's obviously very technologically advanced, especially in the electronic scene, but also it's not, it's very old school in the way that people like how it is and how things have always been done. So I think like, because we're doing something new, yeah, we're definitely going to be able to have we're definitely going to have some hurdles along the way in terms of selling people on the music. But we've kind of taken the approach that if we just do what we like without trying to like force anything or go to like major labels with huge audiences already and these major artists, if we just keep it like really, really like underground at the start, and just feed into the things that like we love. And Dennis is all about urban music. I like my electronic music. So we can kind of, yeah, we just kind of have to like target people who like what we like, and it's not like a hard thing to do. You know, we've been lucky enough to partner up with one of the biggest underground music labels, I would say, in the world, but they're a Berlin-based label called Mobile for our initial music library. And in this search for our first music library, like everyone's been super, super receptive. Like it's been such an amazing response from the labels that we're going to, and they're all smaller independent labels. You know, like probably don't have any backing by like the big guys, those who must not be named. And yeah, it's just nice. So we are getting instant feedback that like what we're doing is working. People seem happy with what we're doing on in all of those three pillars that I mentioned. So it's challenging, but it's not like a hard sell. You know what I mean? It's like everything seems to be working smoothly, and everyone seems super happy and receptive to what we're doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
As a community member, it's been pretty awesome to see kind of like what you guys have pushed out and what you've teased too. So yeah, you're doing a good job, and I think that community feedback is pretty important too. Are there any aspects of like the feedback that you've gotten from the community that you guys have implemented into the overall plan, or kind of modified the plan?
I don't know, Ledfut, if you want to have maybe a different opinion because you're more deep into all the answers, and you're actually talking to all those guys. But I guess for now, it's for us, it's very important to, on the one hand, to really walk the path and the road that we like conceptualized. But on the other hand, we always have to be aware to maybe change things, adapt things, and think things new in a new way. So, and we are absolutely open to any kind of feedback here, even if it's, sometimes you all also get feedbacks from the community, even if they are not intending to give you feedback. So, for instance, if you talk to a musician or label guy, and you realize that they are absolutely cautious and afraid when it comes to Web3 and NFTs because there are so many prejudice. There's so much prejudice right now. And we're in a beer market, and everybody has bad opinion when it comes to NFTs and crypto. It's a bad thing. Oh, you are a crypto company. We hate you and all that stuff. So we realize then, okay, we definitely have to think hard about sustainable use cases when it comes to crypto, Web3, and NFT stuff. Of course, we want to do that anyways, but so it inspires us to prove them wrong, and to in a way, yeah, find real use cases that have nothing to do with JPEGs and speculation, but how can you use an NFT in a music space? How can you help decentralized music distribution? How can you create new standards to help decentralized on-demand streaming services become a reality? And so the same is true for all other guys. So for me, it's any kind of feedback is absolutely helpful when it comes to building this stuff out here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how exactly how I was going to answer as well. It's like all the feedback is that indirect stuff. You know, you post something, it doesn't do well, or you say something and someone doesn't like it, or that kind of on a day to day shapes what we do 100%. The content that we put out, like the direction of like the things that we're planning to drop. Yeah, it's instant feedback just talking to you guys, or seeing what's going on in the community. Sometimes you
Absolutely.
don't even have to put anything out, you just see trends happening.
100%. Also, when I was at the LUKSO meetup, and all those questions also from the community there, and all those great talks and presentations from the team. It was so inspiring. And we realized, okay, we are really up to something here, and we are currently in a great sweet spot of opportunities, because LUKSO will provide so many great standards here and opportunities for us, for entrepreneurs, to build tools, to build the apps, to build the world that we want to live in. And so every time I read something, or or read a tweet, or see a presentation, it's always inspiring. And what's so great now, what makes us feel so confident, we have a great team of absolute, passionate experts, and we can execute now. And there's so many opportunities and so many problems to solve. So the district VR is so much more than just a virtual reality club located in Berlin, which is a great use case for itself. But, when it comes to music distribution and music monetization and creative content distribution and monetization, there are so many opportunities here. So it's absolutely always amazing to get this feedback, or to get any kind of input from the community. It's absolutely elementary for us.
Well, as a little bit of feedback right away, the DJ engine is just standout. It's so amazing to watch. Can you describe a little bit about its development and how it replicates a real world DJ setup? I mean, the live streams on Twitch are absolutely amazing. It's a great taste of what is to come. So yeah, if you could talk about, how it actually emulates a real world DJ setup, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so we started like 1.5 years ago, I guess, something like that, or 2 years ago. We had this first basic DJ set, and now it's evolving over time. So basically it looks, feels, and functions in the same way as a real world DJ set, right? So you can do anything what you can do with a standard pro a DJ set from the real world. It's a virtual twin. And you can upload your own songs, use your own songs to play live. So then you have a BPM analyzer, and you have those faders and knobs. You have like delays and other kinds of effects that DJs use, and you can do all that stuff that you can do with real world applications and DJ sets. So this is great. And now we want to also evolve this, and not only have one kind of mixer and CDJs, but various kinds of mixers for various kinds of purposes. And we will add music libraries to that, and so that you can also use not only your own music, but music that is provided by the community, by the artists. We will have business models behind that, so when your track is shared or played or streamed in a way that the artists get rewarded for that. So we will have various kinds of new virtual instruments to play live and produce live, like stem players, which are kind of music players that let you use various kinds of instrument groups of a song to mix them in a completely new way. And of course sample libraries, and you will be able to also host and do vocal performances. You will be able to customize your own event spaces, even rent or even buy event spaces if you, let's say, are a professional event manager or club that wants to have a virtual twin as a representation of the real world club to increase reach and visibility. But for now, it's a very good functioning and good looking DJ set that will evolve over time and will have additional features over time.
I personally can't wait to be able to play on this. My previous experience with DJ equipment is just my friend had a set in college. So I would kind of try my hand at it, not knowing at all what I was doing. And then I don't know if you've ever played Guitar Hero, but there's a DJ version called DJ Hero.
DJ
I love
Hero.
that game. Yeah. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to take it up a notch in the District VR.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. The great thing with the District VR is that you're really able to play whatever kind of music you want to play, and you're not limited in any ways. So you can do whatever you want to do there. You're not limited to kind of licensed libraries or whatever. You can also use your own songs and do whatever you want to do. And this will be fun. I really love the idea that you are able to host an event instantly and play in front of real people. It's just you're just in your living room or in your studio or wherever you want to be. And if you are creative and if you want to express yourself, you can do it instantly. And you can learn how to DJ as well, right? So you don't have to okay, DJ equipment is not that expensive anymore as it used to be. If you think of Pioneer DJ and all those really good equipment that they're providing, but it's a hustle. And it's great to just put on your VR headset and be able to play around with various kinds of stuff. In the future, you will also be able to test various kinds of different mixers or even can create your own kind of equipment that you love. So it's a very fun thing, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And so another question for you here is, why and how has the integration of LUKSO's universal profiles been a pivotal decision for the District VR? And then which LSPs do you plan on utilizing to maximize the potential of the universal profile?
So it was always the idea, since we founded the company Proof of Taste to create the district, to combine the platform or to use universal profiles and the LUKSO network as a decentralized backend here. So we are super happy that we are now so that we had to wait so long, and we are absolutely excited to now really focus on that. And we will see, in the beginning, we will use it, of course, to have a kind of decentralized identity, that you can log in with your universal profile into the game to, yeah, to show who you are and to also manage your digital assets and everything regarding the District VR. This will be a great thing in the first place. Then it's also great to advise musicians to onboard to the Web3 space, to come to the Web3 space, because we will provide them the opportunity to just share their music as they do with Web2 platforms like SoundCloud and Beatport and whatever, and to get money per stream, or to get tokens per stream and to get rewarded. And so it's a and of course we will they will have to have universal profiles, and they will engage with the LUKSO network here, and they will see how easy it is, and how easy it is to use blockchain, and that it has nothing to do with all those complicated seed phrases and ledgers and tokens, and I have to go to this exchange and buy this token there, but how do I do this? And this is all a thing of the past. And that's so great. That's a great opportunity to onboard the music industry to the Web3 space and to the District VR platform, to play around with these opportunities to share music, distribute music. You don't even have to have a VR headset. Just share your music, get money, get looks, get TDVR for that. And also, what about cultural tokens? What is a cultural token? What can I do with that, right? And those kind of artist tokens and brand tokens will, of course, become a very big thing in the next few years, that you are able to find use cases for them in the District VR, as well as maybe even to generate those tokens within the platform, maybe in help with the protocol, with the uptrend protocol. Let's see, is a very interesting thing. So we will start with the integration of the universal profiles in a few weeks to months. We are currently in a hiring process here when it comes to backend development. And since we have finished that and found the real persons to help us out here, we will start with the integration. Of course, this will be led by Fabian and the team of LUKSO.
Pretty awesome to hear you kind of lay all that out on the table for us. We kind of got a little teaser too during Stephen Horvath's presentation in Berlin at DAppCon, where we kind of saw during the presentation a little tease of a district VR token. So to hear you kind of talk a little bit about that's it's pretty sweet. And kind of as the roadmap for the district VR unfolds, what's some of the most exciting milestones our listeners should be looking forward to?
So, Thomas, do you want to answer
Yeah,
that?
I can jump in here. Yeah, for sure. So where our main focus is what is the token going to be used for? And I think that's the question on everyone's mind with any token out there. And I think a lot of projects don't focus on that enough. You know what I mean? They think oh, I'm going to get the token. I might just do an ICO and make a whole bunch of money or something like that. We want to kind of build out the economy behind the in-game economy that the token will be actually used for, and it won't be the distribution will be as long as that takes. You know what I mean? So we're not going to just dump a whole bunch of tokens on the market and it's a whole free-for-all for people to buy and throw all money at. I think that'd be a little bit irresponsible of us to do, but we are in control of something pretty special in that if you just think of the music industry or a nightclub, for example, you've got so many different people working in that economy, from not just the DJ, but then you'll have the DJ's manager, you'll have the club owner, then you'll have a promoter, then you'll have the person who does the social media, then you have people selling tickets. So you've got all these different tiers of jobs and things that people need to do to make an event successful. So we're our main focus is establishing all of those things first and letting people know half of you guys in the LUKSO community, you might become promoters, you know what I mean, for the district VR, our club, you know what I mean. There could be that ticket will be its own smart contract, and then you'll have your own universal profile as the deployer maybe is of that contract, so we can track things that way. And I think the main focus, obviously the token's awesome, but what is more awesome is that economy. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that the token has demand, there's use case for it. And so, yes, launching the token is something that we're definitely thinking about, but I think the real work is making sure that people are going to use it and it can be used. Do you want to add a little bit to that, Dennis? Because I probably missed a bit.
Absolutely, 100%. You're totally right. So we will play around with this token, right? In the beginning, it's kind of, we will combine it with a kind of loyalty program, bonus program. If you buy digital assets within the platform, you will also get rewards in terms of this kind of token. If you are a creator, a content creator, you will get rewarded in this with this kind of token. Let's say you, as already mentioned, you share your music so that it can be used and listened to and streamed and played within the platform. You will get rewards in terms of this kind of token. But also, if you're kind of a 3D artist or something like that, and you create great visuals that artists and influencers and creators who host virtual events can use, you will get rewarded. If you host own events, or if you manage events, or if you whatever you want to do within the district VR, you will get rewarded with this kind of token. And so with the time, and because we think that we will increase, or the traffic within the platform will increase over time, and people will realize how much fun and benefits and possibilities are here, so they will stay and they will engage with the platform. And so in the beginning, it's just a playing around with possibilities. We also have to test so many things. If we think about new tools that we want to create when it comes to being a streaming provider, right? Digital streaming provider. So how can we, add new information to the metadata of a song, right? So what happens if we add universal profiles to the fundamental information of a song. And what happens if we are able to, when a song is streamed, that automatically a payment or a transaction goes to all rights owners involved to this kind of song, right? What happens if we're able to develop those kind of tools? This will be very beneficial for our platform. This will be very beneficial for the LUKSO ecosystem and for the Web3 space overall. And this is just one thing that we have to develop and think of and create of 10, 20, 30, and maybe more in the future. So there are many, many possibilities that arise with this kind of token, but it's very important for us that we don't overpromise things here. It's like in a baby stadium, right? So it's super small. We can't even walk right now. So we have to learn everything and we have to play what children do. We have to play with this, we have to play with that. But with the time, we will get older, and at the end of the day, we will stand here and having a lot of fun and being very successful. At least this is my opinion.
Wow. That was awesome. That was an amazing answer, and it sparked so many other questions in my mind. I guess one question that I have before we start wrapping it up a little bit, I don't want to take too much of your time today, is you talked about people's like ideas for different use cases, right? And getting people to use the District VR in a multitude of ways. And making these new experiences, I would imagine, is very complex. So looking forward, is there like, as the District VR opens up to more of a multiplayer experience, what is the vision for those people in VR in the club watching when they're in the club watching a performance? An example of that would be, when dancing with friends, if you were to talk to someone, would the volume of the music around you decrease? And then also, would there be the ability to have performances for other activities as well? Things like VR workouts and yoga and games and things like that.
This is a funny question. Of course, great question. Of course, there will be various kinds of stuff. We have to be careful here to not provide too many things at the same time, but do one thing right 100%, that it really has this high quality, and then going to the next thing. So, but we will start when the multiplayer is launched. We will launch the single player coming in 2024, and the single player, the early access version, and then the multiplayer hopefully in 2024 as well, but at the latest 2025. And yeah, you will be able to on the one hand visit events, and you can go there, put on your VR headset. It's also accessible using like mobiles, but I guess mobiles and tablets will be more important if you just want to check out, maybe a great NFT drop or artist token drop from a great artist, or what kind of music you can also use it as an on-demand streaming service like Spotify or something like that, but a little bit cooler because independent and super exclusive. But when it comes to this virtual entertainment stuff, you probably would put on your VR headset to access it because it's just more fun. And it's super immersive. It will be spatial, so spatial sound. So when you it will be as nearly as realistic as in the real world. So if you, for instance, stand before the club, but the door is shut, you will hear the sound a little bit more, without any highs. And and then you open the door and then you have this real sound experience and everything. And if you talk to someone, of course, you will hear the voices from the direction that this person is talking to you. And so this will be this kind of spatial sound, and this will be great. And then you will have the opportunity to play around there, to dance, to listen to those immersive, great concerts, parties, maybe also like digital fashion shows. You will be able to also access various kinds of digital assets shops where you can place and buy stuff, even sell stuff if you want to. This could be any kind of NFT, digital asset, digital fashion, avatars, sneakers, merchandise, whatever it is. You can also like be creative there as an artist. You can create own artwork. You can spray there. You can do all that kind of stuff. And you can, of course, play mini games, like cultural related mini games. So it will be, and this was also always a dream, a kind of cultural GTA. So you can walk around this urban world, this twin of Berlin, and you can have fun there, and you can, for instance, whatever, play basketball. You can also maybe whatever we will see, but there you will have various kinds of opportunities besides virtual entertainment, what you can do there, and we, of course, this will evolve over time, so that it's a big playground for everybody to have fun and to engage with others.
Wow. Honestly, I am so excited to see this launch. I think that there's the possibilities for this platform too. You outlined so many different venues, and like I can't, like, there's no possibility that people aren't going to be excited and interested in this platform. You know, they are all going to want to see what this is about, because really so much opportunity there for creators, for the individuals, for the performers, for the crowd. You know, it's just, I, I'm super excited. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, thanks, man. We are as well. Absolutely. It's a long road, of course. We will start with a great event, with a great smaller kind of district that is heavily inspired by the party district called Kreuzberg, Berlin-Kreuzberg. We will have some great event spaces there and the possibility to play around with stuff. This will be the single player, and then the multiplayer will come, and over time this will evolve. And I'm super excited also what the community will want from us and will do there, because it's, yeah, it's just fun. It's just, I also think, like, for, even if you're not a musician, right? If you're an influencer and you just want to engage with your community in a new way, in a more immersive way, that you can, how it feels to be in VR, right? It feels like, it's not like how we are talking right now. This is great. But in VR, it feels like we are together in one room. And let's imagine that you have, like, your community, you're an influencer, whatever kind of influencer, and you can really host events and be together with those guys. You can do that in the district VR as well. And then after your presentation or whatever you create for content for your users, just have a party after that. So it's just super interesting. I'm super excited to see what the community will have for ideas here and what they want.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. So, as we wrap up this episode today, what's one message or insight about the District VR and/or its collaboration with LUKSO that you'd like our listeners to take away?
I'm super excited to be able to work together with the LUKSO community and to be able to use all those great possibilities that the LUKSO network provides and will provide. And I'm more super excited that I have the feeling with the District VR, we are able to bridge the Web3 space with the music industry. And even more excited because, in the Web3 space, many people know the possibilities, right? Especially in the LUKSO community, because they know how valuable and promising and high potential those standards have that the team was building. But in the music industry, they are completely unaware. They know nothing. So we have to really educate them, and we have to really use those great tools in a super smart way so that those artists, musicians, labels, managements, event managers, clubs are able to understand and the possibilities and the advantages here. So we are now in this sweet spot where we have those great tools when it comes to the Web3 and even the virtual reality space, but especially the Web3 space. And we have, like, a little bit of time to now develop great DApps and great standards and great new tools for the music industry. And if the music industry wakes up from their sleep and realizes what's possible here, this will have a huge impact and a great, great, great impact, not only for us and the District VR platform, but especially for the LUKSO network and the whole Web3 space. So we are super excited to be the bridge between the music creative economy and the LUKSO network. that is building all those great tools that we are designing forward to for all those creative artists and musicians to use at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'll just give my little sign off thing as well. I think like a massive thing in Web3 is like wanting to know like who the team is behind a project and that kind of thing, like what the vibe of a project is. And you can never really tell from the outside, but like, yeah, if I can give any takeaways, like we've got a team of like super smart people all working like really hard because the nature of the work is super hard to build this thing out. You know, it's like it's so tangible just having that kind of team. You know, like our main focus is this game. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a side hustle thing. We're 100% all in on it, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting just dropping you guys things and seeing where it leads to. But yeah, it's a good team, good place to good vibes, just good vibes all around.
Yeah, same is true for LUKSO, right? It's just a great team, good vibes, experts, all like passionate, super professional, but at the same time also unconventional, forward thinking, innovative, and funny. And the same is true for our smaller team. And so it resonates, it's synergetic, it's just a great vibe. And this feeling and this excitement of building the future keeps us energetic and more passionate, and it gives us this energy to even focus more and work harder to achieve our goals.
That's really awesome to hear. And I feel like that same synergetic vibe, like you mentioned, kind of bleeds over into KEEZ too. And we're super excited to be here, having fun, building new things, and doing things like this podcast here. So, thank you both so much for joining us for an hour today. Time flew by. I'm sure our listeners will absolutely love this episode. So, Beef, do you want to sign us off?
Yeah, sure. This talk definitely gave me tons of energy now to go through my day, and can't wait to tell people about our chat. But anyway, as always, remember, none of this is financial advice. It's just a couple of dudes talking about what we love.
Sure.
See you guys.
See
Thank
ya.
you.
Thanks.